morning. Welcome back to Ellen's Crochet channel. Today is Monday, June 23rd, 2025, in a hot and steamy northeast United States, where it's gonna hit 100 probably today and even higher tomorrow. But I would like to welcome back all of my subscribers, new and returning. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Today's video is just another Manic Monday. Does anybody remember that song from the Bengals, 1986? Just another Manic Monday. You don't want to hear me sing, friends. Terrible. But I thought it was fitting for today. So, yeah, today's gonna be a little bit of a rambling video. Last week, I think it might have been Thursday or Friday, I started a cardigan. And it was coming out lovely. And let me show you. I was working it up with, today's a manic video because it's all about, let's go back and say, it's about things that work out and some that don't. Failures and successes, friends. So I started a cardigan in this beautiful, lovely yarn that I got on sale at Hobby Lobby for $1.49. So I thought, oh, you know what? I could probably make a $10 cardigan, right? It's very pretty. You know, I was looking at my stash, and that's sometimes how we get inspired. And what inspired me was the name of the yarn, which is called Sun Bleached. It's very pretty. It's a lightweight number 3. It's 100% acrylic, but it's very light. And I thought if I used an open stitch, it would be a nice, pretty cardigan for a summer evening. And I could call it my $10 cardigan. And I thought it was coming out pretty. Yeah, but the stitches were not right. It was a failure, friends. So even when you can make beautiful items, beautiful makes, wearables, and you know, I've made many tops and ponchos and shawls, blankets. Sometimes there's failures. You want to see my cardigan? This is my cardigan. Yeah, I had to ball it up. So I will start again. But I just figured I'd let you know. They don't always all work out. Even when the yarn is lovely. And you get inspired. Sometimes you have to frog it and start all over again. So that's one of today's manic musings. So what else did I do? It's been a little, tough getting into picking up a hook, although I have been crocheting all weekend because it's so hot. You run out, you do what you need to do, and you come back home and you're just happy. Well, I'm happy. It's nice and cool in my home. But I did start a baby blanket. Another blanket. But this is for someone who's going to be a grandma again, and it's a boy. So I have to do my go-to baby blanket with the blanket stitch. And what has become a favorite of mine for baby blankets, which is the, it's a loops and thread carousel twist. And I had never used this color. It's so pretty. This is called Tide Pool. And it's a pretty, like a seafoam turquoise color. It's kind of mixed, and it's got some, like blues mixed in there and white. Very pretty. So this is going to be, I think it's about 40 inches. So I'm thinking 40 inches square. May turn into a rectangle depending on where I go with it. But it's the blanket stitch, and it's nice, and it's a great fabric for baby blankets. This one is a little heavier. I like to make it a little heavier because, it can grow with the baby. Even as a toddler laying on the floor, it's nice and cushy. I've had, I've made it for new parents, and, when you're dragging not dragging. You don't drag your babies. When you're taking your baby from the house to the car seat, you know, they wrap them up nice and warm in the blanket, and yeah. So this is my go-to baby blanket, and I think the color is very pretty. Tide pool. It's really a pretty color. So that's what I was working on. And then I decided, you know, Michael's had a coupon over the weekend. If you shopped online and you picked it up in the store, it was 40% off. So that's where I got this yarn. And then I got a little worried that I didn't order enough. So I placed another order, and I had to pick it up yesterday at a different Michael's, which, by the way, also did not have any fabric. What was I getting to? Oh, yes. So I was going through some of the makes that I made last year, and I had made a, it was called Another One Bites the Dust. It was a duster by Bag O' Day. And this was when we were able to get that beautiful Lucky Bamboo yarn. And I wanted to make another one, but I want to make it a little bit shorter. Because this is quite long. This is like a duster length. And I want to put a little bit of a sleeve on it, to go with an outfit that I have. Something summer that you wear, like a little tank top underneath and flowy pants to go out for dinner. So I said I needed to pick something that was a neutral color. And I decided to pick up this Loops and Threads silky soft rayon from Bamboo, and it's very similar to the line brand Trubu, but this is the Loops and Threads brand, and the color is Smoke. So it's a pretty steel gray, neutral that will go with a lot of colors. And I said, but I wanted to do a different stitch. Using that basic pattern, but as I do, kind of make it, put a little flair on it. So I'm using Crystal Bag O' Day. You know, of course I follow her. She put out a tutorial for what she called the Tipsy cluster stitch. Okay, so it's a cluster stitch, and it kind of tips. It's a easy one row repeat. Let me show you what it looks like. Tipsy cluster stitch. And this would be a great stitch for anything. A blanket, a top, a shawl, a cardigan, anything. So yeah, this is it's very, very pretty. Tipsy cluster. They kind of go, and it looks the same on both sides. Works up very easy because you're working actually in the chain space. Once you get the foundation going, it works up really quick. And since this is a it's a number 3, I'd say it's a lightweight 3. Yeah, it's a lightweight 3. It can take a little bit longer, but when you're working in the chain space, it goes fairly quick. So that's what I'm working on, friends, on my Manic weekend. Monday, went from the Manic weekend to Manic Monday. It's gonna be a manic week, friends, with the heat. So that's my Manic Monday. I hope everyone is having a good day. I hope you are staying hydrated and cool. Stay indoors if you can. And if you have to be outdoors, if you're somebody that has to work outside, drink lots of fluids, take lots of breaks, hydrate, throw some electrolytes in your water, and do the best you can to stay healthy and safe. And that's it, friends. Have a great week. And to my friends in Australia, where you're heading into winter, I'm sure you're saying, ha, 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 it's your turn now. But take care, friends. Thanks for stopping by, leaving a comment, hitting the like button, And if you just so happen to stroll on by my channel and you like what you see, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.